Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Am I audible? Can y'all see me? I don't actually know if it's working, so I don't want to jump into getting serious and I don't even know how do I check if it's actually working. Just give me a second. Um, doo, 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 doo. Um, 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 Everything else is slow on my end, understandably so. I am streaming on a makeshift, not makeshift, but rather a very cheap laptop, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I don't know if this is live or not. Camera's on. It says I'm live over here. I just want to check what the vibes on YouTube are, so I can just get a sense of what's going on here. Okay, cool. So it looks like I am live, which is great. Um, I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that, and I appreciate it because yeah, it's great. So, hmm, doesn't really show here, but yeah, here we are. We live, and I wonder if I can check my chats over here. Let me just retitle this to my first stream, just so I remember. Just so I remember. And cool. So yeah, guys, now that I see that this thing works, and yeah, it has a watermark and stuff, but that's not here, neither here or there, right? As long as we got something up, no matter how bad the quality is at the moment, we just gotta make it work, you know. So yeah, what do I want to talk about today? Um, Life. You know, I've been putting on a lot of late hours. A lot of these late hours felt very, very unproductive. You know, in fact, it was very, very painful, and I don't ever want to feel like that ever again because it just sucks when you work so hard, but like you're working against the flow of life or nature. I think it's actually detrimental to your health and your mental health and your well-being. So I don't want to do that ever again. And I also realized because I struggle with lust so much, you know, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of us do struggle with this, but I feel like in particular I've been very, very weak in that department. And it has come to my attention that I need to build a relationship with God because I end up feeling so lost. I end up feeling so lost, almost like I just completely lose myself, you know? So, yes, I need to build a relationship with God, first of all, and make sure that I am in tune with God and myself. Because the material things, the wealth, the money, the accolades, or the respect in the industry that you might attain, you know, which I am going to attain, I do believe that all of these things are possible for me in my life, but they mean nothing when it feels empty. which is something else that I want to talk about. And these feelings of emptiness. I felt, oh, I've been feeling very, very empty, like very, very empty inside. Like it was so bad, like so empty, and so suicidal, So, it got to a point where, like, I even told my father that, yo, like, I have a problem here. And I'm glad I got on a phone call with my father because he has a way of pointing me in the right direction, even though what he says is not necessarily new information, but hearing it from your father is different. Hearing it from your father is a very, very lovely thing, if you will. So yeah, I'm working on building on my relationship with my father and mother and life in general and stuff like that. So yes, guys, things have been very, very difficult for me. It's been hard to maintain some level of focus in my life and some level of just productivity in general, for lack of a better word. But what I do want to say as well is that what I want this streams to be, um, I want it to be provide value first and foremost, because I see like the type of streamers that are popping off right now are the kind of streamers, they're not necessarily making our lives any better, right? It doesn't really, it's like entertainment, but it's worse than entertainment because it's so low effort. There's entertainment like you watch a movie, you read a book, a novel, or like, like you listen to music, or you watch a video, or watch a series or a show. With streams, I feel like it's just, you know, they harbor a lot of lost souls there, including myself, because I feel lost a lot of time. But I know definitely for a fact after hopping off a stream, I don't, or like after watching like streamers clips, just for a little while, I just end up feeling like dog shit. I don't know, like even emptier than I walked in there. So I want this channel to be the opposite of that. I want you guys to walk out of this channel with some value, some tangible stuff, and yeah, insights. There's this really, really cool thing that I've discovered that Gary Vee has been talking about for a very, very long time. I'm not big Gary Vee fan. I'm an Andrew Tate supporter all the way, forever, all the way. Yeah, you heard it here first. But what Gary Vee has been saying is basically what he's been saying it for like, I don't know, almost 10 years now. And he has a knack for really like discovering these things. So you kind of want to listen to his opinions, you know what I'm saying? And he predicted that live shopping is going to be the next big thing. So that's my plans with these channels as well, for the streams in particular. I will say I want to stream, have all of these live shopping um like things because it looks like they're quite popular. Like they're quite popular in China. They're now getting popular in the US, and effectively they'll be popular all over the globe and stuff like that. And since, yes, I started a marketing agency, influencer marketing agency, which is, I mean, is on track to become one of the biggest agencies in the country without a doubt. I'm from South Africa, by the way. South African. Without a doubt, it's going to be the biggest in the country in terms of marketing agencies specifically. But I'm also dabbling a little bit with a dropshipping store that I've just launched based on Jordan Welch's AI build your store situation. I'm also a long-time follower of Jordan Welch. I love Jordan Welch, man. Shout out to Jordan Welch. Jordan Welch is amazing, and I'm grateful that individuals like him are out there in this world because he has just been, wow, yeah, monumental. He shows, what's possible and stuff like that. So, and he always tells you how it is, because we are stuck in this world. We're stuck to live this world. It's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and say that my life is perfect or everybody loves me or like I don't have any problems. No, that's not no, that's not my message here. You know what I mean? I'm here to provide value in this world and share my journey, more importantly, as well, and capitalize on these little things and stuff like that, and start my own generation of influences and build my own empire out of that. So that is my goal for this channel. But yes, I want to talk about how God, business, and his daily struggles and these things that we struggle with on a daily basis and stuff like that, and keep it 100. But very, very soon, I'll be using this platform to do live shopping. And this live shopping will come in different forms. It could be my products, this dropshipping store that I'm launching. It could be other products and other stuff, you know. The main goal right now is just to get enough people to hop onto my streams and gain some value off it. Starts taking off. That'll be great for me. And I'll be capitalizing on something that people haven't necessarily capitalized on yet, which is this whole live shopping thing. And live shopping, when I care about it yesterday, when I found out about it yesterday, how people are getting on the streams and they're just promoting like these products and stuff, and I saw like a lady from China, she made like $2 million in like less than an hour or something like that, something crazy like that, literally by just showing all of these products. And then people in China are just they're on that, they're on those computers, they're just typing, 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 and they're on it and they get it really quickly. So I was really excited. I was like, whoa, and this is yet to hit the US. Whoa, because if I can get on it while the US is also about to get on it, if I can if I can be ahead of most of the US live shop creators, then I can have a unique positioning in the market, a unique gap in the market. So I'm not going to be making $2 million in like 1 hour, obviously, but potentially I could be making anywhere between 2,000 Rand to 20,000 Rand, which is just $1,000 for US guys or the rest of the world, effectively. So it's just taking advantage of that opportunity that exists out there. Like I would love to be a part of it because I'm always looking for ways to make money um, quickly, for lack of a better word. Because get making money quickly is like, it's not how can I say, like it doesn't sound good or reliable because things take time. Obviously, everything is built over time. But I have enough things that have built over time. My marketing agency, I've been working on it now. I mean, I haven't seen much success lately, but I've been working on it for 6 months, at least 6 months now, probably even more. And I managed to close one client in all of that time. But to be fair, I've been on and off and distracted in a lot of ways, lots of ways. But effectively, I think I'm much, much closer right now to start seeing some traction on that respective business. And yes, I'm back to job shipping. This is where it all started. Job shipping is kind of, the thing that kind of introduced me to it. And, I've always wanted to have a job shipping store or just a Shopify store, like clothing brand or whatever it was, just to get those notifications on the phone, like ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? That is like very, very cool for me. It's very nice. So yeah, it would be nice if I can build that for myself um, sooner rather than later because I don't actually have all the time in the world. Um, Pretty much broke right now, and just kind of taking just working in any way I can, shape or form, and just trying to gather my thoughts and actions. You know what I mean? Because I saw this thing. This thing is, it looks like, I don't even know sometimes if it's even recording. I don't know. But obviously, no, like no one is watching my stream because I haven't made any, real connections yet. I haven't built up an audience yet in the streaming department and stuff like that. But yeah, perhaps over time I'll be able to see like comments and stuff like that. So I lost my train of thought right there. Yes, I was talking about Michael B. Jordan. I want to talk about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan has an interview with this Indian monk guy. I forgot his name. Honestly, sorry. But he, when he was on that interview, was like, we tend to give up right before we get what we want. And today was just one of those days. I was like, I just want to give it all up, bro. Like, life is meaningless. I feel so empty, depressed, and down. I was ready to just throw it all away. I was like, this ain't for me. I just like really throw it away because it really got that bad. Like I really felt very, very empty. Like I think I probably like sat down and stared into nothing for like 3 hours straight. Because that's how bad things can be and stuff. So that's why, guys, I want to stress the importance of God. The importance of God, right? Not to sound corny or cliche, but just God, not religion, but God. Okay? Because it quickly gets into politics when it comes to religion. It quickly gets very, very political and judgmental sometimes, let's be honest. But by just getting the thing that you need, I feel like is more important than just how it's packaged. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the goal here? Are you experiencing God in my life? Which is basically what I'm trying to get to is that I want to experience God in my life. I want to have God in my life. I don't want to feel empty anymore. I want to feel on purpose, in control. Like I want to move with faith and trust myself more. There were times in my life where I had confidence and then my confidence just boom, like, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And that type of confidence was not built on anything real. It was built on superficial ideas about myself, my ambitions, maybe, or how I wanted to present myself and stuff like that. Like, guys, like, I've been trying to make it work for a long time, you know? I think it's gonna mark 3 years now since I've attempted to start my first store, my dropshipping store, which I kind of have hard at it. Even though I started off strong, I just kind of drifted away until it wasn't even a thing in my life anymore. And then I had to come back into the world of online businesses and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's my message with you for y'all. Like, let's get closer to God. Let's get closer to God. Because especially in this online world where it's very monetarily focused, it's very, very monetarily focused. That's what everyone really is talking about. And the cool thing is that there are creators out there, even on YouTube, who are promoting a healthier way to approach life, who are doing content on manifestation, spirituality, balanced world lifestyle, which I think that is really, really dope, right? That is really, really dope, right? Because it points us in the right direction. It humanizes our endeavors. It doesn't rob it of its soul completely. You know what I mean? So I think God is very, very important in digital entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Because willpower alone, ambition alone, discipline alone, and like all of these tactics, that we get online, maybe you're reading books on psychology. I know there's lots of psychology stuff that I get on my feed personally from like Carl Jung, Friedrich Nietzsche, Machiavellian. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Machiavelli as well. Robert Greene. Um, but Robert Greene is cool. I like Robert Greene. Not that he cares or anything or it matters, but I just do. Right. So we get a lot of these things. We get a lot of these concepts and tactics and sometimes advices and stuff like that, which is good, right? Which is we must actually learn and be aware of the kind of world that we're living in. We have to move in such a way that we are actually aware of what life really is like, you know? So we're not living in a fictional world, a fantasy world. We're not living life as to what we want it to be, but for what it is, right? So we have a clear worldview of what the world is and how we act on it. But with all that being said, at the end of the day, there's only so much in your control and there's only so much you can do. So I think it's very, very important to take the step towards God because God clarifies things. He brings presence in your life. He brings um, strength, guidance. You know what I mean? And the flavor of life returns because a lot of times, like, it's like you've been drinking a Coke and now it tastes like sparkling spring water, if that makes sense. Not that I like sparkling spring water, by the way, but if you want a Coke, you expect that from a Coke. If you drink a Coke and it starts tasting like, you know, spring, like spring water, then you're probably gonna be like, what's going on? It's losing its meaning, flavor, and stuff like that. So that's not nice, guys. That's not nice. Nobody wants to be the guy who's rich but like empty, like chronically depressed, empty soul without a purpose and anything. No one wants that. Nobody. Like as much as we love money, success, and all of these things, I was at some point we have to draw the line as to like we cannot stoop to certain levels of degeneracy or like however you want to call it. I don't know what's the appropriate term for that, but it's just undesirable. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? So you can be successful and be content at the very least, or at peace at the very least. You don't have to be happy, right? You don't have to be jubilant, vibrant, and um, like smiling from ear to ear. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be you being at peace, you being content. You know what I mean? You just enjoying, which is, I think, enjoying, like joy is like something that is lasting, and happiness is something that is fleeting. Because joy, I think the joy, especially the joy in God, is a lasting concept. That means you're rejoicing in life itself. You're appreciating life itself. You're appreciating every moment. You're living in abundance and gratitude, right? Because also remember, guys, gratitude plays a big role into what we achieve and stuff like that. Almost all the times when I'm working and it feels like I'm walking uphill or like everything is going against me and stuff like that, it's because I haven't really woken up and expressed gratitude for the things that I have or I have accomplished, right? Because the list is actually longer than you might think. The more you sit down and stuff like that. So every now and then I do a meditation. And this is really, really, really cool meditation that I found from this creator called Sho Mimoto. He is a Japanese lad, and I mean, like his meditation style literally like changed stuff for me. Like it really did. Like it made me feel like more grateful of life, and it made me feel in control. It made me feel powerful, right? And yeah, like he's just so good at it. He's just so good at it. Before him, I was watching Breathe with Sandy. Breathe with Sandy is also a good one, but Breathe with Sandy involves a lot of breath work, which can become a bit taxing because I would try and wake up every day and do that. And it just felt, and it actually used to creep my mother out. It's like, why are you breathing like that? It's like, and I ended up arguing with my mother, like over meditation. Can you be just because I wanted to meditate? But I think I was just forcing things as well. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect, but I'm best practice forgiveness. Forgiveness of others, right? But more importantly, forgiving yourself. Because I've done so many things in my life to sabotage myself. I've acted in devious ways, I've acted in malicious ways, and I did some things I wasn't proud of. Like at times I was very, very weak, as a man. I was just very weak and I did stupid stuff, right? So it's very important to know that that kind of behavior and make the promise that you're never going to condone the type of behavior ever again. So I made the promise to myself, and I'm making this promise to myself that I don't want to ever be weak again. You know what I mean? Because how do you accumulate power? How do you become successful? Right? Power is taken, it's not given. Right? So that's a different frame of thinking entirely. That means if you want it, you have to go out there and take it. It's that simple. You have to go out there and self actualize yourself. You have to know what you want and be brutally honest with yourself, which is, I think, is the hardest things because I still have times, even right now, where I'm afraid of my own shadow. I still have times where I'm so anxious. Sometimes I get so anxious to go outside, right? Like to be like I would check myself 4 or 5 times, 6 times in the mirror, fixing myself, fixing my belt, fixing my pants, like very anxiously driven and stuff. You know, I haven't even stepped outside it and stuff. So that's not good, obviously. So we must strive to be better in every possible way we possibly can. And as men, I think we can all agree that we must take accountability for our actions and the way we behave, because when you take accountability, that's when you reclaim the power to yourself, when you stop making excuses for yourself. You know what I mean? Because, like, these days, it's hard for me to just stop or, like, not do what I need to do because I know that I need to do work. I know that I have to post on Instagram, I have to post whether it's on TikTok. I know that I have to send out like emails to a bunch of brands and influencers. I have to draft campaigns. I have to think of different innovative ways. I have to get paid. I have to build relationships with people. I have to like do all of these things. Like it's hard to sleep with that because it's nagging in your head. You know what I mean? So I think that's also a pretty, pretty good thing. Having a desire to work is a good thing. It's a healthy outlet of this energy that you have and this abundance that you have and stuff. It's a healthy outlet, right? But it's also very, very detrimental, because working should not be the source of your happiness, you know, because anything that can make you happy is going to make you sad, essentially. And that's some spiritual game from Eckhart Tolle. Whatever it is that makes you happy also has the power to make you sad. You know what I mean? So you should find it derive some sort of pleasure in just doing the work. You shouldn't make you feel happy. In fact, I think the more appropriate emotion for working is to feel proud of yourself. Feel proud that you do that. It's the contribution, the effort that you put towards this thing that you're working towards. Don't mindlessly do it, right? Work hard, but don't mindlessly work hard because when you mindlessly work hard, I don't know if people understand this or they can discern this because this, you know what I mean? This what I'm trying to explain here like needs a certain level of nuance, right? Hard work is important, guys. I'm an advocate for hard work. I want to work harder every single day. I mean, I look up to people who work hard. Exhibit A, Andrew Tate. Like, I look up to that. I do understand, but there's a fundamental difference between working hard and mindless hard work. And you know what I mean? Like, you're not fully involved in it. You're not there. You're not engaged. You're not present in that moment, right? And this is where I think God comes in because you can only be present with God in your life. And the greatest obstacle to God is time itself, right? So if you're stuck in the past or you think about the future, that's a very good way to block out God in your life. But just by doing that, you're blocking out God. So that's why depression is very dangerous. That's why anxiety is very dangerous because anxiety is like constantly being fixated on the future. And depression is being fixated on the past. But if you're fixated on the present moment and what you do now, what your efforts are now, then all of a sudden it shifts. God comes into your life much easily because there's no time. There's no greater obstacle time. If you want to experience God, or you want to stay in God's grace presence, or in the kingdom of heaven as it's described by Christian belief systems, you gotta be more in the present moment. And that is not an easy task for certain people, especially me. When there's certain things that happened in the past that I regret, certain way out. Like I look at so many things in the past and I'm like, damn, I just wish I did things differently here. And having to wake up with that every day, like really, really sucks, because I woke up with that feeling today. I woke up with regret. That's the worst feeling in the world. Waking up with regret, like, I wish I would have done this. Had I said this or done this, I would have gotten that or done that or maybe achieved that. And that's the curse of being a man and your potential. Because when you don't reach your potential, you're not gonna sleep tight, and forget about it and be happy. You might pretend you're happy, you might laugh and sing and dance and pretend like it's not there, but at the back of your mind it's there, like, you could have done this, you could have done that. So there's no escaping your potential. Your potential is either you reach it, you exceed it, or it haunts you, basically. And there's a lot of things in my life, man, that haunt me, and this made me want to change. It made me want to work harder. It made me want to be more confident. It made me want to be more bold. It made me want to be, you know, like out there, to be the man that I know that I can be. So it made me want to be better because of all of this endless regret. I can't do anything about the past, obviously, even though there's not a day that goes by that I'm kind of like, man, I just wish I did things differently there. The reality of it all is that there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. The past is in the past. There's nothing like there's nothing. The past is in the past. So all we truly have is the present moment. And I've been for a little while now. I just want to end off the stream by saying, and I'm gonna be watching this just to see like what the vibe is like. But essentially, I wanna talk about like what manifestation, sorry, is. Usually, like with manifestation, right? It's always a future thing, right? It's always a future thing. It's always like, okay, I want to have this, that. The list goes on. You know what you want, right? And then it's there in the past, So most people are like, bring it, their goal, act as if you have it already, right? Which is a powerful way of manifesting, which I'm pretty sure it works. I'm not big on manifestation that much and all of that stuff, but I understand why it works because it puts you in that zone, it puts you in that mind state that is conducive for you to start putting the future into the present, basically, which is basically what manifestation is, right? But um, somebody that I think a lot of people respect, including myself, Eckhart Tolle, the writer of The Power of Now, who is a spiritual teacher. That guy have has like a little video on YouTube, and he talks about conscious manifestation, right? And then basically that manifestation is having that goal in mind, having this vision or this thing that you want, however it looks, just having it in your mind, right? But remaining present in the moment so that you're feeling and are fully engaged with the present moment, right? Then our future things will come into the present, right? Because by being present, by being present, right, you are in a very receptive state. You are living, you are alive, and you are attracting certain things. You know what I mean? So I really found it powerful for me in particular because what I found is when I have these visions, these affirmations and stuff like this life that I want, these visualizations that I have, immediately I start focusing on the future, and what I do now feels like a means to an end. You know what if you know that makes sense. It feels like, let's just get this thing done so I can finally get there, arriving and stuff like that, which is not the whole point. Life is a journey because life is always in the present moment. It's always what you do now. You have to just love what you do now and watch the growth as time goes on. This is very deep. I'm actually surprised at how well I articulated myself through like this whole um, YouTube video. But I should stop saying because Andrew Tate said that makes us look stupid, and it really does. It makes you look like you don't know what you're saying, even when you really do know what you're saying. Anyway, I digress. I'm glad that I started the stream. I'm excited. I have no idea how to grow these streams, but I love growth. I really do. And I want it to grow and I want it to be big, obviously, and try out this live streaming situation and make some co-op in the process. Very, very important. Buy my mother a house, buy myself some shit too, buy my friends or close friends some shit too, or maybe invest in their businesses and what their stuff they want to do. But first, pouring into myself because that's the only way, really. First, you gotta pour into yourself, then pour into everybody else. You cannot pour into from an empty cup. It's just stupid. And yeah, let us grow spiritually, but also, especially as Black people, man. I hate to make this about race, but especially as Black people, we need money and power for real. Because it pays me to say we are happy settling for less as Black people. As a culture, as a society, we're happy with settling for less. We don't really put ourselves in powerful position because we have come to associate power with evilness or money with evilness due to problematic religious views. And for some people, they can bypass some because they can just bypass it and be like, no, 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 no. You don't want money and power and stuff like that. But. And as for me, it's like it's just conflicting messages. So no, just none of that for me personally. Um, Shout out to them Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist religions out there. Shout out, shout out, shout out. You have done probably more good than harm. So nothing is, perfect all through and through and through. There's no light without dark. There's no good without bad. So everything that it starts that has a good effect probably has a negative effect as well. So I am aware of that. But yeah, that is my first upload for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and there'll be more of this to come. Probably going to stream tomorrow morning when there's better light and visibility as well, and just figure out how I can take advantage of this whole live streaming thing, live shopping in particular. So yeah, shout out guys, peace out. I'm gonna end the stream now. Hope y'all, sleep tight, have good dreams, and take it easy, and keep God by your side. Very, very important. God is our protector, He's our savior, He is the guide, and His presence speaks louder than words. Right? I can feel God in my life right now, right? Which is a weird thing to say because a couple of hours ago, like I could not sense Him at all. So yeah, I would love to stay in His presence more. I'd love to stay in His abundance more and make something out of my life, something great. All right, there goes the stream, and boom.